All right, welcome back, everybody. We are at week one of the $100 ARK ETF challenge with Polo. This is Polo Trading Company, Trading LLC. And this has been a very interesting week. I've learned so much about the company, and I appreciate those who've already subscribed. Thank you. And shouts out to Frank Nitty, who actually shared that hey, Catherine Woods is the truth. He shared that he plans on working to earn 100 shares of some of the ARK. So I'm that's impressive, Frank Nitty. Shout out to you. Thanks for the comment. So we'll get right into this. So for those who are just catching up, my name is Polo. I've been trading stocks for a while now, for the past 20 years, as an amateur. I'm not an advisor. I don't do this for a living. But I wanted to start making sure that I had some money set aside and set up long term. And I was trading in the midst of different dealing with COVID and trying to learn how to trade better, and sometimes do well, sometimes I don't. Learning how to trade stock options and all that good stuff too. But in the midst of trying to learn more, there's 1,001 videos on YouTube about the best this, the best that. And I'm being personally me, I just don't have time to sit and investigate, or even I don't do well with trading at timing the trades really well. I don't. I suck at it. So I want to be able to invest in something that I felt was not just safe, okay, but still aggressive. And just like my man Frank Nitty said, that Catherine Wood of ARK is heading in the right direction. And with all that with that being said, there's a bunch of other ETFs with some really great dividends. I think some of these should be in your portfolio in some capacity or another. But it was just, again, it's too much. It's like, which one's the best? How do I time it? How much do they fluctuate to the market? And is it a gamble? Somewhat it is, right? But again, I've been looking at all these different videos. Miss Catherine Wood of ARK just kept popping up. And I was able to see, like, wait a minute, this company is not only in several of her ETFs are not just in the top, or not just doing well, but they're in the top. So I was like, well, it makes sense to me. Let me investigate a little bit more. And then I see that they actually had 7 different ETFs to be invested in, and I didn't know which one to choose. Some of them actually got some of the same companies. So other ones are way different. So I was like, you know what? Let me just put $100 in each of them. And therefore, this is where we are at the $100 challenge. So I'm going to share with you real fast what happened over the week. And then also select one of them, because one of them actually made more money this past week. But then it was interesting to see what happened. So we will get into that in just a quick second. So again, appreciate that. And so I'm going to jump right into, we're going to go over the see how well we did this past week as well. All right. So I believe my Excel screen is being shared right now. So started out, this is the week here. We started out here. All right. And this is where we are. It ended at week 1. Okay. So this is only 1 week. So we got ARK F. It actually went up $1.84. We got ARK G up $1.85. ARK KKK up $1.19. ARK Q only up 14 cents. Okay. ARK W up only 16 cents. Israel one up 41 cents, and print up 78 cents. So, a lot of people who've asked me, how to explain the stock market, or how do I explain investing? Okay, not the stock market itself, investing. And what I normally share with people, especially if they're beginners, is imagine if you had $10, and imagine your $10 actually had legs and had like a little body and a personality. Okay, you send that $10. And when you send that $10 out, how do you want that $10 to return back home to you? That's what I normally say to people, right? So, do you want to just go to the corner store real fast and come back and, bring some more friends with it? Or do you want to go to, you want your $10 to go off to college for a while, and consistently come back with good reports over time, right? That's another way to look at it. Or are you looking for your $10 to go to the gym and get a really great workout and come back with much more mass? Okay, so that was just usually one way I explain to people, because then people usually tell me like how much they want to actually risk, because all of this is a risk. Just let it be known, it's a risk, somewhat of a gamble, but you don't have to make bad risk. Okay, you can take calculated risk. Again, this is one of the reasons why I even started doing this, the $100 ETF challenge, because I researched, I investigated, and I'm going to continue to do my research and investigation as well, and also again trying to figure out. So it's one thing to just jump on the stock and say, oh, Catherine Wood's the greatest in the world. I think she's pretty dope. I want to learn what makes her think, or what she sees in companies to say, hey, that's a company I want in my portfolio. I want to think like her, right? And maybe one day I actually might be able to get the money or other things like her as well. But more importantly, I have way more confidence in her, way more confidence in her investment strategy if I know how she thinks. Okay, so now I'm going to share. Let's see here. So many windows, so many options. Let's go with, I think this is the one I want. Yeah, yep. So, let's see here. All right. Sorry. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, so the challenges here, I apologize, is my little Zoom bar is blocking my window. So I'm like, no, this is blocking. I can't see. I need access to the tabs. I need all my access as much as possible. So I shared how much it went up, and I'm gonna cover that up. So this is I just use Morningstar to keep track. Okay, I just use Morningstar to keep track real fast. And now again, I invested through Robinhood. Morningstar is a free website that have great educational tools as well. One of the tools I started using. You can create mock portfolios. If you don't feel comfortable, try to take some time, learn, test it out, right? But again, I'm somebody who I learn better when I invest in something, right? So that's one reason why I went ahead and just invested $700 of my own money into the seven different ARK ETFs. So and you can see right here. So although this says, that, I don't know, this is a little bit weird. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to make this look a little bit better. However, with all that being said, the market value right now, it started out at 700, right around 713. So made about $13, and it actually isn't what the actual amount is, because at the end of close of business, it's gonna be for another video. The close of business actually goes up a little bit. So case in point, ARK FinTech Innovation, ARK F, right? ARK F. So again, we started out. I was able to get 2.772 shares. Okay, remember I said some of them I would be able to get more, other ones I wouldn't. So I was able to get 2.72 shares when market opened up. I already had my $100 prepared to kick right in, and got 2.72 shares. Right, with those 2.72 shares, my total return has been so far $5. So hey, I had $100, now I got $105. Let me make this a little bigger, by the way, so make sure you all can see it. And again, what you all saw, so this was exciting to see how it went from $37 up to $38 to $38.41, doing pretty well. But then on August 7th, what was that Friday? Friday, it dropped. It dropped pretty bad. But then after hours, it like shot back up. Like, so it was definitely somewhat of a roller coaster, right? So that was an interesting one. But it went up, it went down, it went up. So these are times where people start looking at certain catalysts, like what is making it go up and down like that. Again, there are certain things that pop up throughout a week, throughout a month, throughout 3 months. It makes a world of difference. So let's see here. Oh, this is what we go do. Okay, all of them want to act brand new all of a sudden. Just great. Okay, ARK G. Okay, ARK G was on a nice little roller coaster ride as well, a little bit up and down, but consistent overall. Started out with 100, ended with 103, 341. Okay, 103.41, not bad. And was able to get 1.84 shares of this stock here of ARK G. So it started right around 54 or so dollars and went all the way up to $58. But again, then it dropped off too, but it kind of rebounded a little bit, right? But overall, decent week. So it was nice. It was interesting to see there was a peak of all the way to 58. Then again, the drop back down. So we're gonna see we'll see what happens. ARK K. Hopefully I didn't say something ignorant the last time, but but this one is pretty big. This is a pretty big one. I was able to get 1.229833 shares of this with my $100 investment. So now we're sitting at $101.46. So I mean, it had a nice little roller coaster of a time frame as well. And then again, it dropped off pretty bad. So August 7th was a pretty challenging day. We'll see if we can figure something out here. Let's see here. This is yep. This is the ARK Q. I was able to get 1.88 shares of it, and it started all of them. They started out so well, and then they just dropped. So hopefully there's a recovery. Hopefully we'll be bouncing back tomorrow. Hopefully so. This is the only one that, so started out. This is the internet-based one, the ARK W. All right. So remember I was like, it was already $99 last video. And when the market first opened up, it was already at $116. Not 116, $124. So I didn't even get a whole share of this. I got 0.997608 shares. I didn't even get a whole share, man. A little disappointing. But again, I ended up with a return of 16 cents. So, again, the Friday was just brutal. A lot of people are thinking that Friday was brutal for multiple reasons, including just all of the different things going on within our country of America right now with the pandemic, our president taking some things serious, taking some things not serious, our Congress arguing and bickering with each other. So it's just still a lot going on. This is the Israel one, the ARK Israel one. I was able to get 3.944876 shares of that. So almost 4 shares pretty much. And it ended with an extra $1.62. So, it started out $25 and ended pretty high up there at first, but it didn't drop because of August 7th. So that's interesting. That's pretty good. And 3D print probably was one of the better ones that did not have a huge drop off on Friday. And I was able to get 4.45731 shares of that. So started out with 100, now we got $103.50. So overall, pretty good. So no complaints there. And the site the one I really want to look at was ARK G. Because again, like I said, I want to learn more about what these companies offer. And I started researching different companies, and it was just incredible just to see the science and technology that is being conducted. A lot of it is based out of the California area, San Francisco, San Diego, and it was absolutely incredible. In fact, these top 10 companies, the top 10 holdings, actually was really incredible. And I'm gonna go through these real fast. I'm not. This is gonna take even longer. I take that back. One of the companies I do want to point out, right? I think this one was the one that hurt the most because I did look up. I do have another window with all 10 of these open. With all 10 of these, looking at all 10 of these companies. The main one that stuck out to me was Illumina Incorporated. And that's CRISPR. Illumina. Illumina is a company. They have. This is my first time really focusing on them or looking into them, and I mean they just had a really interesting profile. They're actually working on cures, or they working on uh, different things to really focus on, and a lot of these companies are focusing on genes, trying to focus on figuring out which genes are showing up in people who might cause a rare disease, or because therefore, and if it's a rare disease, it's already challenging enough, right? Because it's not like it's a common disease. If it's common, there's enough trial, there's enough people to test and to sample and do all these different things. When it comes to rare diseases, scientists are starting to look into what is the what is the characteristic, what is the trait. Case in point, I've lost people to sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell is when your blood cells become spiky, and that's why it's sickle and it's a cell, right? The blood cells become like spiky, and the people I know who have either passed away from it or who fight and deal with it every day, it's rough. It is extremely painful. It's irritable. And I mean, it's challenging, right? Now, I don't know how many people have it. I don't know enough, but I remember recognizing and realizing that, wait a minute, there's only like one person I know out of 100. There's only one person I know that has this out of 1,000, maybe 10,000. It's not like, it's so is sickle cell anemia common enough? Probably is now, right? At this point, maybe, I don't know. But but scientists started looking into what are the genes, right? What is it, something about the genes in a person, GENES, that might bring this about more? Well, long story short, the one reason why this jumped out to me because Illumina, unfortunately, stock fell 13% on Q2. Okay, so they shared the earnings. They shared their earnings, and they was like, "Hey, y'all, listen, we did not make so much money, So here, Illumina said it gained $47 million, or 32 cents a share, right? 32 cents a share. So they gained money, right? They gained money. They gained. Like what? Why would this be so bad? Like why did the stock drop so much? So this is some of the things you have to learn about the stock market. Okay, it's not about where you at right now. It's about what you can do for the future. So in the words of the great Janet Jackson, what have you done for me lately? It's not even that, right? What have you done for me tomorrow? What are you going to do for me tomorrow? That's what the stock market is about. That's what they really do look at. So please keep that in mind when you're investing. So, and that's number one. Stock market focuses on what's happening tomorrow. Number two is that if something big already happened, then most likely that money has already been made. So a lot of times people jump in at the peak. That money's already been made then. And it's really challenging unless you got certain companies, right? So Tesla's a different beast. Maybe we'll talk about that another day, right? But majority, like if you already, for like, again, that Kodak situation, if you trying to jump into Kodak, it was used to be $5 and now it's $40. You trying to jump in when it's $40, ain't the time to jump in. If anything, you might want to look into purchasing some puts, because that stuff is definitely going to drop down. But no, that's not when you're supposed to jump in. Okay, you want to jump in before it takes off, right? Before it takes off. So with that being said, they said in Q2. So that was in Q2, right? They gained 47 million, 32 cents a share in Q2 compared to 296 million, or basically $1.99 or $2 a share. So they went from earning $2 a share to only 32 cents a share. They still making money, but not as much money. Okay. But then not only that, what else? Revenue fell. Here we go. Revenue fell 25%. Revenue fell 25% to 633 million. So they still made money, but not as much. Okay. But But then, well, what happened with them? What happened? As expected, the second quarter was significantly impacted by pandemic-related disruption in our customers' operations, and particularly challenging for many of our research customers who remain closed or operated at limited scale. So again, what they just shared was, hey, we still made money, but we're not making as much money, and it doesn't. If this pandemic don't go away, we're going to keep losing money. Okay, or we're not going to make as much money as we could be making. No, we can come out with the next great thing, but if we are not able to operate the way we need to and want to, it's going to cause some issues. And so when I looked at that, and remember, this is ARK G. This is one of the top stocks in ARK G. Okay, in the genomic revolution area, right? So I did some quick math, and I saw that Illumina was, they actually had, ARK has 277,760 shares. Now, again, let's go back and look at ARK G. ARK G was doing well, okay? ARK G was doing well. Illumina, man, if I can pull it up real fast, because y'all need to see this. This is important. Illumina is 277 shares. 277,000 shares of ARK G. And this stock was doing okay. They was at 300, not 390, made up to $400 per share. And when their earnings came out, it dropped. Boom, it dropped to $350 a share. That's $50 a share for Illumina. Now, I did the math. I had to do the math. Math is your friend, okay? This says 98 million here. But when I did the math, that ARK G actually lost $12 million. I did the math, $400 times 277,000, okay? That's 111 something million, somewhere up there. 111 million minus 98, that's like $12 million. Could you imagine losing $12 million in a matter of minutes? Like that's amazing, right? Just to know, like, oh, boom, right? Just lost 12 million in the matter of, boom, 12 million in the matter of less than 24 hours. However, let's keep in mind, when we look over time, Illumina was doing pretty well. They got hit by the pandemic, right? Just like everybody else. And they was down at $200 and made it all the way to $400. So they've had from $200 to $400 per share since March? So that's amazing. And they actually are still higher than where they started out from, right? So again, still an amazing company to be part of, to have on your portfolio. But ARK G, I don't see them changing or getting rid of this anytime soon. They've already made quite a bit of money, quite a few more millions than they've lost. And this is one of the things about being in the stock market and riding it out. Because I guarantee you, if we look back and see what this company had, it will be a different story. And that's the importance of, one, investing if you should not be investing money that you can't lose. You shouldn't gamble, you shouldn't invest, right? If you can't afford to lose it, you probably shouldn't invest it. That's my personal philosophy. If I got extra, like I said, it was $700 that I had. I'm like, yo, I could try to gamble this and try to invest in a bunch of stuff I don't know, or I could use it as a learning tool, right? And I encourage that too, right? So with that being said, it's exciting. I'm excited to see what's going to happen next. I'm excited to see how the stocks continue to grow. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Kind of excited with with the president of the United States of America. He just signed several executive orders. One of them including only allowing like U.S. medical companies provide medical supplies and medicine to America, kind of like a U.S. first type of thing. That should be interesting. I mean, for those like there are U.S. Stock companies or U.S. ETF pharmaceutical companies. That it has the Johnson & Johnson and the Pfizer's and several others. So look into those if you're interested. Like I said, I'm just sharing this information, sharing the journey. I appreciate for those who hit the like button. If you want to go on this, continue on the journey with me, hit the subscribe button, and please share for anybody you think would actually benefit from this, from the education purpose. So all that being said, I will see you all next Sunday. Thank you all again. I can't wait. And again, as I share with people, keep an eye on your money, okay? If I see that the stock market is starting to tank because the economy is finally decided to say we're done, we're too inflated, we're too blown up, then I might have to pull out, right, on these. Because again, you saw the dips, right? But then you see the incline, you see the rises. So I care more about getting in at a good price and it going up. And again, I'm all about making sure that there's something and that will still that's something I can still benefit from even during the inflation. And so I definitely do have some money in some of the different gold stocks and gold ETFs as well, just in case, right? So again, you can take calculated risk, all right? And again, if you do not have the money to lose, do not invest. Do not get desperate. Don't get desperate, okay? So I thank you, and I look forward to seeing you all next Sunday, and I appreciate you. All right. See you later.